Now we'll be studying about how the characteristics can be plotted, how the transistor characteristics will be plotted, and before that we have to know how the active region will be useful for amplifier, and during the active region how the current flows in a transistor. So we'll discuss that first and then we'll plot the characteristics. Before going to that, it is useless to discuss anything. First, we have to know how the current flow will happen in transistor. So coming to the point, you can see the uh, transistor uh, block diagram. Here, this is your transistor block diagram. So we have emitter, base, as well as collector. First, what we have studied in the last class is whenever when the transistor or BJT to act in active region, then only it will act as amplifier. So in order to make it in active mode, so what we have to do is junction E, emitter junction should be forward bias and collector junction should be reverse bias. Collector junction is nothing but JC should be reverse bias. In this condition only it will act in active mode and which represents your amplifier application. Your transistor will act as amplifier or excellent amplifier. Transistor will have excellent amplification ability whenever it operates in active region. In order to operate active region, your junction JE should be forward bias and junction JC should be reverse bias. So in order to forward bias junction JE, we have NPN transistor here. NPN transistor is nothing but your majority carriers will be holes and minority carriers will be majority carriers will be electrons and minority carriers will be holes in N. Whereas in P, as we have already discussed, the width of the N or emitter region should be higher and the width of the base region should be lower because it is just an intermediate channel between emitter and collector. Whenever it is whenever the base is there, this will just act as an intermediate channel when injected electrons will reach the holes through the intermediate channel called base. So this width should be as less as possible. If you compare the width of the collector junction, this will be more because it has to carry the electrons or it has to collect the electrons that are transmitted from the emitter. The emitter will transmit the electron, thus electrons will be collected by this collector. In order to collect this width should be very large. So base width should be very small because you have to avoid recombination, more recombination. Suppose if there are 10 holes, 10 electrons that are being sent by emitter, if 9 electrons can be able to reach and 1 electron has been recombined in the base region, then no issue because 90% efficiency is there. So 90% of the electrons from injected from emitter junction has reached the collector. So this is fine. This type of uh, this is fine. So this should be as less as possible. Recombination happens should happen in base as less as possible. Then only you can efficiently send the electron from emitter to collector. Now coming to the current flow, how the current will start flowing in the active region. Because active region one is forward bias, another one is reverse bias. It just acts like a PN junction. It is also acts like a PN junction. Nothing but you are studying two diodes at a time in transistor. That is the only difference between diode and transistor. Here there will be two. It will act like the diode property, and these two will act as a diode property. PN junction, PN junction. The two PN junction will make your transistor. So this is my emitter junction. This should be forward bias for active region, and this is collector junction. This should be reverse bias. Now, in order to forward bias it, so I have to apply voltage, right? So what is the potential I have to apply? So here the potential I am applying should be positive, negative here, because your VEB should be forward bias, VEC should be reverse bias. So I am taking this as negative potential I have to take, right? So VEB should be VEB, which is responsible for junction JE, should be forward bias, and VE this should be forward bias. Forward bias nothing but negative potential here, positive here. So I am forward biasing it. In order to forward bias, this is negative potential and this is positive potential. Clear? This is voltage VEB. This is minus and this is plus. VEB should be positive. And next I have to apply VCB. VCB should be what? Negative applied to positive potential. So this is negative and this is positive. Then positive connected to N will make the junction reverse bias. Negative connected to N will make the junction forward bias. Nothing but here VEB is making junction JE forward bias and VCB is applied potential bias potential making JC as reverse bias. So in order to reverse bias junction JC, we apply VCB voltage, that is minus here and plus here. In order to forward bias JE junction JE, we will apply negative here and positive here. That voltage is VEB and VCB. Remember this. Yeah. No. What happens? Whenever it is positive, whenever it is negative, this is positive and this is negative. More number of electrons will be injected. Think but here, if it is more negative, more number of electrons will be injected through this terminal. So more electrons will be flowing through this terminal. More electrons will be flowing through this terminal. As majority carriers of electrons are already there here, then electrons start flowing from here to here. Nothing but the electron will start flowing from here to here. Before reaching here, first it will reach here. So electrons are moving from here to here. Here, these are injected electrons. Injected electrons direction will be from injected electrons direction will be from, if you observe that the arrow mark direction, injected electrons will be flowing from emitter to collector. These are the electrons position. If the electrons are flowing like this, then a current that will be flowing here. That current is nothing but, what is that current? The current that is due to the electrons from N region. So the current that is flowing will be INE. This capital E indicates emitter current. This N indicates the type of the emitter region. So the current flow will be opposite direction. By opposite direction, if the electron is moving, from left to right, then the current will flow from right to left. This we have already studied, right? So the electron movement is in this direction. In this direction, your injected electrons are moving here. You can see the direction from emitter to base. The current, the emitters to the base, your electrons are moving. So the current will be in this direction. Let us say that current will be INE. Why INE? Because this is N-type semiconductor and the emitter is the one which is here. This is emitter, this is base, and this is collector, right? So this is collector. Now this is that. Now coming to the positive. Here, more positive, nothing but more holes will be there. More holes will be there, nothing but here already here majority carriers are electrons and minority carriers are holes. More holes will be injected in this direction. More holes will be injected in this direction, then the current will be flowing in this direction, because whenever the holes move from this to this, then the current will also move from this position. Let's say the current be INC. Why INC? Collector, N-type semiconductor, and the holes are moving. Holes are moving, we will take it as P, right? If holes are moving, we will take it as P, and the electrons are moving, electron current will be taken as N. And collector is represented with IPC. So here, if you see, now coming to this one here in the base. In the base, what happens? Electrons are coming, as P is already having minority carriers are electrons and majority carriers are holes. More number of holes, less number of electrons. So this more electrons will recombine here. This more electrons will recombine here, and here the current will start flowing. So more number of electrons will recombine here, and the whole current that is flowing, the remaining current. Suppose if there is I1 that is entering this current, so I minus I1 will be recombining, and the remaining current will be flowing here. That is I. This is I, and this is I1. This is I, sorry, this is I and I1, nothing but if 100 electrons are moving here, as this is majority carriers are holes, maybe 10 electrons will recombine here and 90 electrons will start moving towards the collector. This 90 electrons moving towards the collector indicates emitter efficiency, nothing but the number of electrons that are moving, that are sent by emitter, and number of electrons that are reaching. The number of electrons that are, suppose 90 electrons are reaching the collector junction and 100 has been sent by emitter, then emitter efficiency is 90%, like that. So this recombination, this I minus I1 is indicating the recombination. The less the electron that has been recombined with the holes. Is that clear? Is it clear? Clear है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
बोलो. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
क्या हुआ? कोई बोल क्यों नहीं रहे? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about your simple thing. यहाँ पे मैं 100 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भेज रहा हूँ, उसमें से पूरा 100 यहाँ रीच नहीं होगा, क्योंकि जो बेस में है उसमें मेजॉरिटी जो है होल्स होंगे. तो वो होल्स क्या होंगे? ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को अब्जॉर्ब करेंगे. उस अब्जॉर्ब को क्या कहते हैं? रिकॉम्बिनेशन कहते हैं. रिकॉम्बिनेशन मतलब अगर 100 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भेज रहा हूँ, उसमें से 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मेरा रिकम्बाइन हो जाते हैं. रिकम्बाइन किसके साथ होते हैं? होल्स के साथ हो जाते हैं. क्यों होता है? क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एंड होल्स विल मेक व्हेनेवर दे मीट देयर हैपेंस टू बी रिकॉम्बिनेशन. द रिमेनिंग थिंग दैट हैज बीन लेफ्ट, सपोज 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिकम्बाइन हो गया, बाकी 90 तो बचे हैं, वो 90 जो है कलेक्टर रीच होगा. इंजेक्टेड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को बोलते हैं 100 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को बोलते हैं इंजेक्टेड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, और 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को बोलते हैं डिफ्यूजिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन. डिफ्यूजिंग will happen in your base. You can see the arrow mark here. Some electrons will be diffused here, and the remaining will be collected by the collector. This happens the current flow from here to here. If the electrons are moving in this direction, then the current starts flowing in the opposite direction. This is what your transistor operation. So in any transistor, the current flow will be due to electrons as well as holes movement. Electrons also move, carry, and holes also move. Here in n-type semiconductor, electrons majority carriers will be electrons, hence the majority contribution of current will be from IE. If it is PNP transistor in type semiconductor, holes will be the majority carriers and the electrons will be the minority carriers. Hence, the whole current will be maximum in the total current. Suppose if there is majority carriers are more, then that majority carrier corresponding current will be more. If the minority carriers are there, then the minority carrier current will be associated current will be less. Majority carriers can be electrons or holes. That depends on the type of the semiconductor. If it is p-type semiconductor, majority will be holes and minority will be electrons. If it is n-type semiconductor, majority will be electrons, minority will be holes. The movement of electrons from left to right will contribute a current in the opposite direction from right to left. If the movement of electrons from moving from left to right, then the whole current will also contribute from left to right. That is the thing. And this is moving in this direction, this is moving in this direction. Then the total current is given by whole current plus electron current. Electron current is produced due to the electron, whole current will be produced due to the hole. That is the thing. This is how the current will be produced in the transistor. Here, whenever you apply a potential, more number of electrons will be injected here, and the more number of electrons, as n-type is already carrying majority electrons, then the injected electrons will be moving from emitter to collector through base. This base should be having minimum width because here recombination should be less. If the recombinations are more, मैं जितना इंजेक्ट कर रहा हूँ उससे ज्यादा कम मेरा कलेक्टर पे जा रहा है, तो मेरा करंट फ्लो भी कम हो जाएगा. मेरा करंट फ्लो ज्यादा होना चाहिए, तो मेरा रिकॉम्बिनेशन कम होना चाहिए. रिकॉम्बिनेशन कम होने के लिए क्या होना चाहिए, इसका विड्थ कम होना चाहिए. जब विड्थ कम होगा, नंबर ऑफ होल्स भी कम होंगे. तो रिकॉम्बिनेशन आप रोक नहीं सकते, रिकॉम्बिनेशन तो होगा ही होगा, और लेकिन उसको कितना कम कर सकते वो हम कर सकते. That is your here the current starts flowing as the injected electrons will moving from here to here, then the current will also start flowing. This is how the current will start flowing in the active region. In active region, your junction JE should be forward bias, and in junction JC should be reverse bias. Okay. Now this is the thing about active region. Now we have to plot the characteristics of the characteristics of different configurations of transistor, nothing but BJT. Yeah. So in order to plot the characteristics, so we need to know what are the different configurations from which you can plot the BJT characteristics. So before that, remember one thing. If you see the direction of the current, this emitter current is a combination of IB plus IC. So at any point of time in your transistor, IE is equals to IC plus IB. Collector current plus base current is equals to your emitter current. Or you can say, if the current direction, suppose हम कोई problem solve करेंगे, हम ये assume करके करेंगे, all the currents are flowing into the transistor. All the currents into the transistor, nothing but if you apply KCL, you will get IE plus IB plus IC is equals to 0, because we assume all the currents are flowing into the transistor. Suppose ये आपका transistor है, suppose take an NPN transistor. This is your transistor. So while solving the problem, we assume all the currents are flowing into the transistor, i.e. IB. All the currents are flowing into the transistor. Into मतलब इसके अंदर, अंदर, अंदर. So at this point, if you apply KCL, IE plus IB plus IC is equals to 0. But frankly speaking, your NPN transistor will have IE is equals to combination of IB plus IC. Combination of IB plus IC. But while solving the problem, we'll take IE plus all the currents are flowing in this transistor. If you take this also, you can easily solve the problem. But assume this current is in this direction. That's it. That is the only difference. The direction which you take, that you should follow for the entire problem. अगर फर्स्ट स्टेप में मैं ये डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट इस तरफ ले रहा हूँ आई का, और मैं नेक्स्ट स्टेप में ऐसे नहीं ले सकता, दिस इज रॉन्ग. I cannot take this, so I have to stick to this. आप ऊपर ले लो करंट, आइए into the transistor ले लो या flowing out of the transistor ले लो. You follow one thing, either this or this. You cannot follow both of this, isn't it? आइए या नीचे फ्लो होगा ऐसे assume कर लो, या आइए ऊपर फ्लो होगा ऐसे करके assume कर लो. लेकिन ऐसे मत assume करो कि एक स्टेप में नीचे फ्लो हो रहा है, एक स्टेप में ऊपर फ्लो हो रहा है. This we will get to know once we will solve one problem. So we will solve one small problem so that it will be easier for you. Let us solve one small problem. आपको ये पता है ना, ये बीटा वगैरह अल्फा वगैरह रिलेशन वगैरह क्या बताना है? अल्फा बीटा
एक
का
बार
रिलेशन,
फॉर्मूला रिवाइज
ट्रांसपोर्ट
करवा
फैक्टर
दीजिए
बता दो सर.
बीटा इज इक्वल्स टू
सर. एक बार
अल्फा बाय
फॉर्मूला
1 माइनस
रिवाइज.
अल्फा. ये आपने बेसिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में पढ़ा होगा, पढ़ा या नहीं पढ़ा? अरे बोलोगे नहीं तो कैसे समझ आएगा मुझे?
नहीं पढ़ा सर. नहीं.
If you take a transistor, we are assuming in this transistor all the currents are into the transistor, IB, IB and IC. Suppose if the currents
We can't
are
hear anything, sir.
assumed to be flowing into the transistor, this is a BJT transistor, and the arrow mark direction for the emitter, you can guess it is a NPN transistor. This is an NPN transistor for which all the currents are into the transistor. Whenever the currents are flowing into the transistor, the condition is IE plus IB plus IC is equals to 0. So that is IE is given by minus of IB plus IC. So then you have one more equation called IC is equals to minus alpha IE plus IC. Let us name the equations as equation number 1 and equation number 2. Before that, you need to know what is actually your this formula of IC is equals to minus alpha IE plus IC. Okay. Actually, alpha is nothing but your gain, large signal current. this is given by the negative of change in, this is given by alpha is given by last signal current gain, which is given by negative of change in emitter current to the collector current. Alpha is given by negative of change in emitter current, negative of change in collector current, sorry, collector current to the negative of emitter current, at assuming that delta is very large. Change in emitter current is very large. That's why you will get alpha values as less than 1. Something like 0 to 1 there will be variation, like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 like that. We will have different alpha values. So the change in collector current, the change in emitter current. Emitter current is the current that is responsible when emitter emits the electron, and collector current is the one that is responsible when the collector collects the emitted carriers from the electron. So let us assume the minimum and maximum value of I. For minimum value, if I is equals to 0, let us calculate IC. Suppose if IE flows, then what will be my IC? So for that, let us consider this previous diagram. EBC emitter base collector, I am considering it as NPN transistor. For the active region to be there, your emitter junction should be forward bias and collector junction should be reverse bias. So in order to reverse bias, N should be connected to plus and P should be connected to minus. In order to forward bias the emitter junction voltage will be connected from N to negative and P to positive. Like so now it is forward bias. This emitter current is 0, nothing but the emitter is not emitting any electron. When the emitter is not emitting any electron, nothing but no electron is moving from emitter to collector. Collector is not able to collect unless there will be emitter current. If emitter current is 0, till also, suppose if you take any forward bias condition of the diode, suppose if it is forward bias condition of the diode, then also the emitter current starts flowing in the direction from emitter to collector, whereas your collector current, nothing but the reverse saturation current, you can see, nothing but ICU, that will be flowing in the opposite direction. Why opposite direction? Because it is just like a reverse bias condition. When IE is equal to 0, then there will be no current that will be flowing through the IC, but only a minimum current or minor value of current in terms of microamperes will be flowing from collector. That current is nothing but your reverse saturation current. Suppose if you take a PN junction diode, normal PN junction diode क्या था? Whenever it is a practical diode, in forward bias it has a voltage of 0.7 or 0.3, and in forward current will be in milliamperes. Suppose if it is reverse bias, the same PN junction is reverse bias, ideally there will be a 0 current, but practically there will be some sort of reverse saturation current, nothing but ICO will be flowing through the diode in the reverse direction, not from P to N. P to N will be current flowing in the forward direction, whereas N to P is the current direction when it is in reverse bias. That N to P is nothing but your reverse saturation current, nothing but ISS in the diode. Here it is ICO. ICO is nothing but reverse saturation collector current. So it is just like as we have already discussed, this junction JE and junction JC acts like two PN junctions. One NP junction formed by junction JE and one PN junction formed by JC. So here the collector current will be ICO, which is in microamperes or very less. If it is ideal transistor, this ICO will be absolutely 0. Yeah. Whenever there is a practical transistor, then it will be IC. So similarly, when IE flows, then a collector current of flows, collector current will be flowing like minus INC plus ICO. ICO is the current that is reverse saturation current, and along with that there will be some sort of current. that current will be your INC. INC is nothing but the current that is flowing due to the electrons in n-type semiconductor or collector. Suppose if the collector is made of PNP transistor, then collector will be of p-type semiconductor. If collector is p-type semiconductor, then I may indicate the current as IPC instead of INC. INC indicates, the capital C indicates your collector. If I want to represent the base current or emitter current, I will represent with capital E or capital G like that. So whenever your current is INC, that indicates the negative carriers of N, nothing but n-type semiconductor in the collector. The collector is made of n-type semiconductor, I will represent with INC. If it is made of p-type semiconductor, I will represent it with IPC. Suppose if the current is flowing in the forward direction, then the current will be taken as I. If the current is flowing in reverse direction, then the current that will be taken as reverse, minus I. Right? If you take these two diagrams, the current flowing in one direction from left to right, if it is taken as I, then the opposite side, the same magnitude of current will be taken as negative. That's the case. In p-type semiconductor, if IPC will be flowing, IPC is nothing but p-type collector is made of p-type semiconductor. INC is nothing but collector is made of n-type semiconductor. Like, yeah, for PNP it will be IPC, and for NPN transistor it will be INC. That is what. Clear? So that N indicates the material or the type of semiconductor. Suppose if it is emitter for the PNP transistor, emitter is also of p-type semiconductor. So in order to represent the emitter current, I will represent either IPE like that. IPE indicates p-type semiconductor of emitter current like that. IBE, nothing but base current, which is INB or IPB like that. That indicates your base current. Yeah. So the same thing is represented here. IC is equal to minus INC. Minus INC is nothing but INC, if it is positive, INC is flowing from left to right, minus INC will be taken as negative. So if you apply KCL, you will get minus INC plus IC. So if I want to find the delta IC, because I want to substitute in the transport large signal current gain, that is alpha. Alpha, in order to substitute it, we have to calculate IC. Delta IC is given by minus INC plus ICO minus ICO. Minus ICO and the minus ICO gets cancelled, and the remaining will be minus INC. And similarly, delta IE is given by change in current. IE minus 0, that is I. IE will be the current that is flowing through the emitter. So delta IE is given by minus IE minus 0, and delta IC is given by minus INC. So if I want to find the alpha, minus delta IC by minus delta IE, you will get minus of minus INC by I. That indicates minus of minus it will be plus INC by I. INC is the nothing but your n-type semiconductor made collector receiving current to the emitter current. Here, this alpha is given by INC by INE, IE, and it is rewritten as INC by INE into INE by IE. So this INC by INE into INE by IE will give, one is beta star, another one is gamma. Gamma is nothing but emitter efficiency. Emitter efficiency is nothing but how much of electrons will be transferred from emitter to emitter junction. Suppose if there are n number of electrons will be traveling towards the junction that exists between emitter and base, how much of electrons actually reaching that before recombination? That indicates your emitter efficiency. Emitter efficiency is nothing but how much of electrons are emitting are emitted by the electron that emitted by the emitter that is exactly reaching the junction J. That is indicates your emitter efficiency. That is denoted with gamma. So if there are 100 electrons that are traveled by the injected by the emitted by the emitter. If 90 are reaching, then 90% efficiently it is reaching. So before reaching the base itself, only 90 has been reached. So that 10 electrons will indicate the loss, or you can say it as a recombination happening. That recombination has made the emitter efficiency to be lower. That will reduce the emitter efficiency. If the junction J is reaching electrons are already reduced, then after recombination very less amount of electrons will reach the collector, or less amount of carriers emitted by the emitter will reach the your collector. That should not happen. So this emitter efficiency, which is gamma, should be very high, because more number of electrons that will be traveling injected by the emitter should reach the collector. That is the case. So this is emitter, and there the between junction is your emitter junction. So whatever the emitted electrons from the emitter are there, that should reach the your emitter junction. Then you can call your transistor as highly efficient, and this ratio is denoted by gamma. Gamma is nothing but emitter efficiency. How much of electrons have actually reached the emitter junction after emission from the emitter? That you call it as gamma, and beta star is given by transport factor. How much of carriers have actually transported and reached the collector junction after emitted by the electron. After emitted by the electrons, current is given by INC. INC is the one which is the current that produced when electrons traveled by from the emitter to the base reaches the collector. That current is INC. Nothing but how much efficiently the electrons have traveled to the last stage of your transistor. That last stage is your collector. Collector finally collects your electrons. If it efficiently connects, then it is highly transported. It will not connect efficiently, collects, then it is not efficiently transported.